Well, hello there. I'm Brian Wayne, host of the Cheers to Comics podcast. And if you listen to the podcast, you know that I read a lot of comics, and I understand how difficult it is to narrow down, what to read. So I am here to make things just a little bit easier for you by giving you my top five reads of the week. So I'm gonna start out with a boom book. I've been a big fan of Power Rangers. Power Rangers number five, Ryan Perot, Francesco Mortarino, and Raul Angulo. It is really setting up the whole Astronema arc that's fixing to come, and we get some amazing Ecliptor looks as well, or at least a look. So yeah, big fan of Power Rangers this week. Alien is back. Alien is back, and Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador La Roca just murdered it on this, man. It is. I was a little nervous going into this. Everybody's nervous that Disney's getting these big franchises from Fox now, and I tell you what, as long as this comic book series is in the hands of Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador La Roca, I think we're in really good hands. It's the perfect right amount of horror, and it doesn't pull any punches. It doesn't even bleep out some of the naughty swear words, which is not very Disney like. So maybe this right here is a sign of what Disney is willing to maybe start kind of bending on. Alien, number one. From DC, Teen Titans Academy, number one. Really, I think it's a good setup. It's very it's like Strange Academy. I'm not going to say that, but I could also say that Strange Academy was kind of a takeoff of Gotham Academy as well, which came first. So yeah, I don't think it's a matter. It's not a race. But I did enjoy this issue very much, and it still leaves the ambiguity of who the hell Red X is, and it introduces some new characters as well. I picked up a few copies of this book actually for the sake of speculation, but to know that there's actually some readability here makes this even better. I think it's just a matter of time before this one ramps up. My number two pick is Bitterroot. Bitterroot is back. If you've been listening to the podcast at all, I've been an advocate for Bitterroot for quite some time. The last story arc was starting to kind of lose me a little bit, and because of that, I was a little worried what was, I was getting ready to read after quite some break, seemingly an eternity of a break between issue 10 and 11. But the way this book just kind of kicks in, this issue 11 is really just it's a jump-on book is what it is. If you haven't read the first 10 issues, this really kind of fills you in very, very well. So all of my fears just out the window. Chuck Brown, David F. Walker, and Sanford Green just doing their thing, man. They killed it. This arc is really setting up some amazing stuff. And then my number one pick of the week is a book that I kind of thought was a little jokey at first, but then I started realizing there's something to this, and then I see that this is an ongoing. So the second arc begins with the Scumbag. The Scumbag, number 6, Rick Remender, Bangle on the art on this one, and who did the colors? Marino Dionisio. So, oh man, it's just a great reintroduction to what Scumbag is now. After his first arc, his first act of heroism, he's basking in the greatness that is the Scumbag himself. Although, apparently you're not allowed to call him that. It was just beautiful on all levels. All of the art is always amazing. They always switch up the artist in these issues, or at least they have been. It's no different here. Bengal kills it, and just what Rick Remender is doing with this character, as vulgar and as just off the wall bonkers as the premise is, I think it's just a matter of time before like Amazon Prime or someone takes this on. I really do see this being an Amazon Prime show. If they'll put on The Boys, they could do Scumbag. So there you go. Those are my top 5 picks of the week. I'm got another big, healthy, thick stack coming next week, so stay tuned for all of that. I do apologize. I did not get out a new comic book day pull list unbagging video this week. A lot of books were kind of missing, and they were really the bigger books that I would have wanted to talk about the most on the video. So I just decided to leave it out, and that got me thinking, I'm gonna just start doing a top 5 now. I read a lot of books this week, so yeah, these were definitely the cream of the crop, no doubt about it. There you go. Remember to check out the podcast. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast, Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff. I tell you, about the big hot books coming out if you're a speculator, and I interview some pretty amazing creators as well, and they ain't some nobodies, I'll tell you that much. So check all of that out once again on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you can listen to a podcast, really. So remember, like and subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.